Time for a little review of Doom Dark Ages after I finished it last night. Let's go ahead and get the most important tidbit at the top of the video here. Horrible PC launch. Terrible. It was ripping, tearing at my patience, all for the first 24 hours of me trying to play it. After spending a couple hours researching and tinkering, I finally got the game to work for the most part. It only crashed 3 times last night, and it was from tutorials that would pop up, so I had to disable tutorials to get the game to run smooth again, but bad PC launch. I won't blabber about that further, I've talked about it a lot, but yeah, the PC launch of this was inexcusably shit. But let's talk about the game itself and set that on the side, making a very strong notice of that being the case. I'll go ahead and give you my thoughts immediately upon finishing the game and then dive in a bit more. 11 hours-ish? An 11-hour campaign, roughly? Because it is a good game, but it's not as good as 2016 and Eternal, so it is kind of a step back in that regard, at least for my taste it is. Like the parrying and the melee, like it's cool in the beginning, but it's just kind of much slower than all the mechanics for 2016 and Eternal. And like the weapons, you don't need to change weapons ever. I did most of the game with just ball and chain and super shoddy. You never need to like juggle weapons or change weapons for a fight or anything. It's pretty straightforward. I didn't play it on Weenie Hut Jr. mode or anything, so don't even try with that cope. I played it on Nightmare difficulty, which is the highest difficulty the game offers. There is Pandemonium and Ultra Nightmare, but it's still the same Nightmare difficulty, but then with restarting the game if you die a certain number of times, or in Ultra Nightmare if you die at all. Which I just didn't feel like dealing with restarts like that. But it is the highest difficulty. Now the game does have sliders that let you individualize your difficulty, so you can turn up projectile speed, enemy speed, and the parrying window, because Nightmare is extremely forgiving. This is by far the easiest game in the Doom franchise, well, the modern Doom trilogy, which is fine. Like, it doesn't need to be cutthroat. Like, you don't need to, you know, eat your fucking spinach like Popeye in order to play Doom. I don't have a problem with that, just making a mention here. But even when you do turn the game up on all of those sliders, still a really forgiving game, especially the parrying. I will say, the game is absolutely at its best when you put it to the maximum game speed. So when you're like cruising around at like 200% speed or 150% speed, I already forgot what the cap was there, it feels better than the default speed. But no matter how you set the game up, it is just slower than 2016 and Eternal. I think if this game came out and we never had the 2 games before it, I would love this game far more than I currently do. Like, I still really like the game, but it's just not as good to me as the other ones. So, the main reason is, as I mentioned there, the guns you'd never really even need to think about. You can just choose one gun that you like and stick with it for the whole campaign, because the bread and butter of this is just parrying and meleeing. And you also get runes. You get 4 runes that will be like an auto turret or like a shockwave. I just use the auto turret the whole playthrough because it absolutely fucking melts things, where if you'll parry a projectile, you get like this immediate trigger, which is the auto turret, and it destroys everything that you look at. You're basically firing a fucking laser beam, like the Death Star, at all of the demons. And so you never really even need to use the guns all that much, like to think about what guns to use. So it just takes a lot of what made me love Eternal in 2016 out of it. Like, it is still fun, like I do still like those mechanics, but it is just slower, especially because every time that you melee something, it slows the game down. Every time you parry something, it slows the game down. You don't have a lot of movement options. You have a shield charge, which is fast and it gets you around nicely, but other than that, you don't have any dashes, you don't have any double jump, you don't have anything like that. You sprint, which is nice, and you do sprint pretty fast, but there's just not a whole lot of like movement there, or verticality to that. Also, when you fall into water, you best be ready for a fucking snooze fest, because since there is no dashing, you move in water really, really agonizingly slow, and there is a lot of water in this game. Not the biggest deal in the world, but I just wanted to mention that in regards to movement. Also, the mech and dragon levels, no matter how, like, even if this is your favorite Doom game, which I think a lot of people it might be, if you don't like the very fast-paced action of, like, 2016 and Eternal, I feel like no matter what, you will not like the mech and dragon sections past the initial hype of it, because they are boring. Like, the mechanics for the mech and the dragon are rough. I don't think there's a soul out there that's going to fall in love with the dragon and mech sections. Again, they are very cool in the cutscenes, and there are some cool moments in there, like set pieces, but holy shit is it awful to play. It feels like I'm playing an arcade game from back in like 2004. You get like nothing to do, and it's the same thing over and over and over again. So every time you get into the mech or on top of the dragon, you're in for just no fun. It's rough. Like the mech, you punch until you fill up their meter, and then you right click for a bigger punch to kill them, and then you dodge. And that's it. Like the dodge is also really easy because they are so slow, so you can dodge everything without ever getting hit. And the dragon, same thing. You just right click onto something so you lock on, and then you either dodge left, up, down, or right, depending on where their projectile is going. And when you dodge, you get an empowered shot, so then you start destroying the thing that's shooting at you. Rinse and repeat. That's it. It sucks. Those sections are terrible. They should have just left them as cutscenes or like really small chunks of gameplay instead of like full levels. Would you say the final boss and story of this is better than Eternal at least? Yes. This game, I think, is much better than 2016 and Eternal in the story department. Like, the cutscenes are great, and the bosses were more fun. I actually liked the bosses in this far more than Eternal. 100%, yeah. This is something I absolutely think Doom Dark Ages spanks the others in. The story and boss department. I fucking love the narrative. Like, it's not the deepest plot ever. It's also very silly. Like, if you start to think about it, it's a little wacky. But it's not that big of a deal because it is so hype. Like, yeah, there's a ton of aura farming, which is pretty cool, and it's really over the top. But I really did get invested in the story. I thought they crushed it, and they did do a lot for it. There is significantly more cutscenes and much more of an emphasis on the world here that I think just felt really nice. And I also think the bosses in this blow Eternal out of the water. Like, it's not even close. Like, the final boss in Doom Eternal is miserable. That is a slog. The bosses in here are fun. Especially the final boss. Even though his move set doesn't really change all that much throughout, like, his 20 phases, it's a long fight, which is cool. It's still satisfying. Like, parrying him, getting the timing down, punished windows, all of that feels nice. The bosses here, definitely the best so far. So, the story, bosses, Doom Dark Ages, definitely the cream of the crop there. Now let's talk about the levels. There's two kinds of levels in this, really, and one of them I like, the other I do not like at all, really. I do not like the green eggs and ham. The layout, those are it's like those soup. It's just, the gameplay doesn't necessitate you using them. You can just pick one gun and stay with it for the whole playthrough, and you are totally fine. Like, for example, my favorite guns were the skull ones. And you would not have, you probably didn't see me use them for more than like 10 minutes total. Because I just didn't need to. Overall, I really enjoyed playing the game. It's just the weakest in this trilogy, in my opinion. For my taste, this game was a step backwards for it. I do really appreciate that they try something new every time, though. I don't want this to get twisted. I like that Doom Eternal was super different from Doom 2016. And I like that Doom Dark Ages is super different from Eternal in 2016 now. I appreciate them taking risks and trying new mechanics out, as opposed to just copy and pasting and taking the easy way out. It's just this one wasn't really, for me, as like my favorite. I still did enjoy it though. And I think for a lot of other people, this will be their favorite, which is fine. I like that they will keep switching up the formula instead of just being content with the same one. And I'm really looking forward to the next Doom game, and however the fuck they mix that one up, whatever they're cooking in the lab on that. It is a fun game. I do think it's worth buying. I, however, also think that if you're going into this as someone who's like the biggest Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal fan, this one might be a little disappointing for you with the direction the gameplay has gone. I still appreciated it, but I do find it to be the weakest of the three. I do, though, think that it is a very high-quality game, and in a lot of ways, someone mentioned this on stream and I thought it was a little over the top, but now the more I sit and stew on it, I think it's almost an apt comparison. Doom Dark Ages, to me, is kind of the same way I view Dark Souls 2. where even the weakest in the Dark Souls franchise is still better than most other games. That's how I feel about this game. Even though it's the weakest in this Doom trilogy, it's still better than most other games that are coming out. So I do think it's still worth buying. I did still really like it. And yeah, that's really about it. So yeah.
What I'm about to show you isn't exactly legal, but legal doesn't necessarily mean something is right anyway, does it? It's legal to raise my subscription fees whenever they want. It's legal for them to control how I use my own account and the media I paid for. It's legal for them to keep showing me ads and steal my data when I pay for the service, and it's even legal for them to take my money and disappear into the night with my media. Now, piracy can be just taking things without paying for them, but sometimes it's a little more noble than that. Sometimes it's about taking control back from the powers that be, reasserting our right to own the things that we've paid for and use them however we please. So I beg you,
stay frosty. Get ready for the fishing mini-game. No? Oh. Pick shard cards. These cards are like chocolate chip cookies. The more chips, the better.
Enjoy the stream, and remember, every little bit helps.
All systems go.
Brain. Enemy.
Hunt them down. Or don't. It's your call, not mine. No one can stop.
One kill and free.
A relic is in play. May it tip the game in your favor. Neat effect, huh?
As long as we don't have to talk. I have a okay feeling about this. Here.
Spotted that. B main.
Enemy spotted at B main.
Enemy spotted at B main. Gotcha.
Enemy.
Ever heard the phrase army of one? That's your team.
To aim through this.
planted.
Enemy it!
You learn.
Do not want to see that clip later.
A relic is in play. May it tip the game in your favor. The more points the will be.
That's right.
But he's...
Yeah, buddy.
3 cards.
Well, I'm listening, and I'm telling you to fuck off.
Just wanna watch the world burn.
I think I'm gonna take them to the diner to see if I can get some food. I don't know what they've eaten.
Make best run.
You are not listening to me.
Well, I'm listening, and I'm telling you to fuck off. You think after what happened last night, I'm just gonna trust you people?
That is not gonna do any good against those things that come out at night. All you're gonna do is make everyone here nervous.
No, but it's okay for you to start shooting out fucking tires, all right? Because that made people real fucking calm.
Whoa, hey, Donna, what's going on here? What's going on? Donna.
Who the fuck are you?
Boyd Stevens. I'm the sheriff.
I thought the Asian guy was the sheriff.
We're just having a disagreement about firearms.
Residents don't carry guns. That's the rule.
Whose rule's that?
Mine.
Something about an...
Who's changing?
No. Got it. Hold up. Look, I understand. It's all pretty scary, right? But I've had a strange week, so I'm a little less patient than normal. You don't like the rules. Great. You take your rifle, you go live out in the woods, and make whatever rules you like. See how long you last. Now,
Sides.
you want a roof over your head at night when those things come out to hunt. And you put the fucking rifle down!
Cool relic,
And
but
you listen to the lady.
creepy.
Okay, answer all your
And
questions.
now, your world
Just know that we are all in this thing together. And the only way to get through
double the
this
cards, double the fun.
is
3
together.
cards? I guess some people just want to watch.
Take him to
world
the house.
burn. Let's make this quick.
Go. Go.
On my rifle, we can go ice. Don't mind if I do. Murders with me. Someone dropped their converter.
Do you want more?
No, that's good.
Okay, come on.
This wall will disappear, and our foes shall be. Someone dropped their converter here.
Enemy spotted at B main.
The converter. Oh, I knew I forgot to say.
They were all...
Honey, you need to eat something. I'm not hungry. Have the jewels. Really good.
Can we go see Victor?
Attacker spawn point.
Mom?
Yeah?
Ever heard
Can we
the
go
phrase
see
army of
Victor?
one?
No, honey, no. He's been through a rough few days.
I hope he's not mad at me.
Why would he be mad at you?
Me and Jade were in his room. He said he was looking for clues about how to get home. I told him Victor wouldn't like it. Are we gonna be able to get our stuff back?
Love it.
Mommy's down there.
Spotted at middle.
I don't know him. You've been through the Where are you going? I'll be right back.
What is that thing anyway?
Can I talk to you for a second?
And now, you're. Aw, that card's gonna feel so rejected.
You like tea? Oh, no, thank you, I'm okay. I know you oversee a lot of the supplies in town. I was wondering if maybe I could go through the storage. Everything we had was in the house. have any supplies or clothing or...
Someone dropped their converter
You
here.
come, stay our house. Okay? Mothers help together.
The converter. Oh, I knew I got something.
So much.
You hear about Kirsty's fiance?
I did.
Not sure that's ever happened before.
So, what are supplies?
Not good. Storm wiped out half. Get real serious about rations with all the new people. Driver said there were 25 aboard. What with the folks in the diner and the bodies we found this morning, we're accounting for about 22.
Oh, you lost.
A load of terrified people, and I'd fire a fucking shotgun.
You're gonna lose people no matter what, so let's focus on the ones you saved.
You gonna tell me what happened out there?
Double the cost.
Hey, I got another
double
one.
The fun. Don't mind if I do. Heads up, they're beating you. Match point. Here.
Okay. Oh. Fuck.
You showers that one?
No, there's can't find the. Can you stop with the flowers, please, and just help?
Like filling a waffle cone.
Listen, man, I get that you're probably all bent out of shape about the whole Chrissy thing. Never mind.
Look, there's a rod that helps prop up straps.
Okay.
Heavy med kits.
Enemy it. Side A.
What the hell is that?
Jesus.
And that, my friends, is why they call me Sonar.
Pins.
Enemy it. Side A.
We
You're
can
on
get through this.
air. Enjoy.
Stream team going dark.
Enemy win. Army of one. That's your turn. You are worthy of a lose, you learn.
Mata. Wow. He's actually, I'm telling you, he grabbed the wrong way though, so yeah. Sakurai's at home like, yes.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it. Oh my God!
Let's go!
Oh my!
Let's go, Kobo! Look, mini pop out right there.
You
the
see Mike
This
Hayes?
is serious. Yeah.
Mike Hayes is hyped.
Mike Hayes said he loves when Fox's wins.
Hayes is hyped.
He was the only dude cheering for Leffen. He was like, when I'm on plus one, he was in the back like, it's nothing. I was like, what? He was like, no, it's like Fox, man.
Let me tell you something right now. Armando's going to need some Fanta. He's a big fan of Fanta. I don't think that orange juice is working out for him unless he's still a little bit under the weather. He was earlier.
Is that literally an Armando knowledge drop? He loves Fanta.
Oh, he like, say that's pretty
nice little combination. See, I
like somebody yell, let's go call him from deep. Another one.
Whoa. This could be big. Maybe. Managed his way to get off the platform. Good stuff right there by Cobalt. Just getting grounded. I would like to see a couple more lasers from him, though, honestly, just because, like, there's a lot of times when he's not near him. The fourth throw. Oh, my God. No. And Armando's like, hey, man, I'm sorry. But Cobalt, man, the good sport he is, he's not even mad about it. He even's like, you know, man, it was a good attempt, man. It was a good
Nintendo has released its own technical specifications for the Switch 2 console hybrid, but it's fair to say that the detail is somewhat selective. And by and large, that's absolutely fine, right? It's been a long time since the firm effectively ducked out of the technological arms race against Sony and Microsoft, and on-paper comparisons hold little weight for a company that concentrates on its own types of experiences. Nevertheless, a more detailed look at actual specs does give us a good idea of system capabilities, and also allows us to get some perspective on the strengths and weaknesses of the hardware that developers will need to get to grips with and work with for the next 6, 7, maybe even 8 years. Now, obviously, there have been plenty of leaks surrounding Switch 2 in the past. In fact, we did a video on those leaks over a year ago, and while we were pretty convinced about their legitimacy, asterisks and caveats were attached. We just didn't know for sure. There was that proverbial grain of salt. That changes today, as we've now got rock-solid confirmation on the Nintendo Switch 2 specifications. A lot of what we're going to be talking about focuses on perhaps the vaguest element of the official spec, described as a custom NVIDIA processor. Now, back in the day, Nintendo described the original Switch's processor as a custom NVIDIA Tegra processor, when in reality, it was essentially a vanilla Tegra X1. However, the new chip, described in shipping manifests and NVIDIA leaks as T239, is very much custom silicon designed specifically for Nintendo and for mobile gaming. Here's what it looks like, and yeah, at this point, what we are looking at is confirmation of pre-existing leaks, but with some additional detail. Starting with the CPU, NVIDIA and Nintendo have indeed settled on the ARM Cortex A78C, running the ARM v8 64-bit instruction set with cryptography extensions enabled. 32-bit not supported by the SDK, by the way. Looking at the official specifications shared by ARM, there are various cache configurations available, but the Switch 2 iteration of the A78C has 64K of L1 instruction cache and another 64K of L1 data cache. Moving on to L2, each of the 8 cores has 256K of cache, while all 8 cores can share 4 megabytes of L3 cache. So, the original Switch's Tegra X1 featured ARM Cortex A57 cores, 4 of them with 1 reserved for the operating system, leaving 3 free for developers. There's a similar ratio in Switch 2. 6 of the 8 cores are available to developers for games, with 2 reserved by Nintendo for running the operating system. CPU clocks are confirmed, but still a bit of a mystery in some sense. In mobile mode, the CPU runs at 1100 MHz, but this drops down to 998 MHz when docked. I still don't have an explanation for this, but memory bandwidth drops in mobile mode, which would likely have an impact on CPU performance. That could possibly be offset by a slightly higher clock. Just a theory on my part. Interestingly, Nintendo does specify that the maximum clock for the CPU is 1.7 GHz, a lot higher than the other specified figures. Again, speculation here, but this could be a theoretical maximum that Nintendo could open up at some point in the future. Back in the day, Nintendo improved loading times on Switch 1 games by downclocking the GPU on loading screens and using the thermal headroom to ramp up the CPU to 1.785 GHz. Faster CPU, faster decompression of assets. Still, this is an established spec point, even though the 1100 MHz and 998 MHz core clocks are indeed confirmed for developers. Let's talk about the graphics hardware, and again, what we're effectively looking at is confirmation of existing spec leaks. Switch 1 used the NVIDIA Maxwell architecture from the GTX 900 series with 256 CUDA cores. Switch 2 uses Ampere, as seen in the RTX 30 series for its GPU architecture. Similar to the Switch 1 GPU, think of it as a miniaturized version of a consumer GPU. 1,536 CUDA cores are confirmed, as are the clock speeds. 561 MHz when running in handheld mode, 1,007 MHz when docked. Again though, there is a maximum stated clock of 1.4 GHz on the GPU, and seemingly, according to documentation, developers can adjust the clock rate. But again, it's unclear if running at higher than the standard handheld / docked clocks is actually possible. I mean, if we think back to what happened on Switch 1, initially the GPU in handheld mode was clocked at 307 MHz, but this kind of changed over time as Nintendo adapted to developer needs. Moving on, it's worth pointing out that developers don't get full GPU resources, though some of it is being reserved by the system. Make no mistake though, this is a full Ampere GPU rated for 3.072 teraflops when running in docked flops. The world was showcased today.
What is that thing anyway? Infuse that card with points. Cards out. Rules changed. Get 3 new rules. I'm getting dizzy.
But surely it's just a matter of time. In some of our simulated tests using a downclocked RTX 2050, we were able to engage ray tracing, and in some scenarios it can indeed be game-changing. Memory next, and again for those keeping up with the leaks, there's no new information here on the hardware side at least. Switch 2 uses 12 GB of LPDDR5X on the motherboard leaks seen so far. This is delivered via 2 6 GB modules. Memory bandwidth is confirmed as 102 GB per second when docked, against 68 GB per second when running in handheld mode. The speed of those modules is downclocked, presumably to decrease power draw and increase battery life. Nothing new here, but what we can now confirm is that of the 12 GB of available memory, 3 GB of that is reserved by the system itself, leaving 9 gigs available for developers. Compared against Switch 1, the older console shipped with just 4 GB of memory in total, with 3.2 gigs available to developers. So Nintendo is certainly reserving a much bigger chunk, proportionately, of total RAM for non-gaming functions in this generation. Next up, let's talk about a piece of hardware that, as far as I know, is fully custom-made for Nintendo, the FDE, or File Decompression Engine. Switch 2 features substantially upgraded storage versus the original. 256 gigabytes of UFS storage, which users can augment with microSD express cards up to 2 terabytes in size. But faster storage is just one element in reducing loading times. Data is typically compressed on storage, so not only does it need to be loaded into system memory, it needs to be decompressed, historically a job for the CPU. Switch 2 can defer that decompression task to the FDE instead of the CPU, which should be a lot faster and more powerful.
Finding a match.
Alright, I've already tested out the RTX 3060. So whatever you think about the performance of this game being, heavier to run than like Doom Eternal, for example, that's I fell off the edge. I'm staring at the frame time graph, guys. Whatever you think about this game being more difficult to run than Doom Eternal because of the ray tracing always being on and because of the larger environments, higher enemy counts, all of that, that is all true. However, the optimization when it comes to things like this game runs butter smooth, this has it all there. It is extremely flat frame time graph. This is not Unreal Engine 5 stutter struggle. So the id Tech engine and the id Tech, game developers and all of that are really getting the job done when it comes to buttery smooth performance, if you do have the hardware for it. So there is that. Now it does look like this has actually been pretty great experience so far. Ultra Nightmare settings, 1440p DLSS quality, and it's DLSS 4, so again, not the frame generation, we're on a 30 series card, so no DLSS frame gen support, but not really looking needed here. Like I said, it looks like we're around 100 FPS.
You waited for me to go and hit that shit.
Got
I got you.
You're down to your last enemy.
That's sweeter. You're very stared at. You won this one. Okay.
Cool relic, but creepy. Need a vest, huh? Power that card up with shard points.
At these settings, but this is not the necessary, you know.
I got the converter.
Till I catch you in the street, Zeta.
He over here waiting. Look at him, look at him.
Wait till I catch your ass.
Should only take 5 seconds. Enemy.
I'll cage my prey and see how foolish they are. It's weakness. Let's see how convinced our friends. Now they are walking bullseyes, and I a crack shot. Our middle. They see me. Wanting it right.
So lonely, being the only one left.
Our prey be made. I always bring enough.
Boys, that superhuman tolerance I built up on the charity stream is gone. You're still eating jalapenos.
You gave me the full jalapeno.
You don't have to finish it, man. All right, we're back at the Moist HQ, joined by 2-star players for Moist Esports. Goblin, a Roy main, and Cola, also a Roy main, also the CEO champion as of last night. Welcome, boys. Today you're going to be challenged with some real hot shit. Now, you said you're bad at it. How about you? You're coming in here with like psychopath energy. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I think I can handle at least most of it.
I'll join you for peppers, but when we get to sauces, I'm fucking tapping out. I've done this 3 times this week. So we'll start with white.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. I want to make. You don't have to swallow. I immediately need something to spit in. Boys, that superhuman tolerance I built up on the charity stream is gone.
I have swallowed.
So how you boy? You're still eating it.
Maybe I can handle this.
I'm ready already.
Wow.
Maybe we can swallow.
So, Cola, how you feeling after the big win?
Felt amazing.
You said you haven't slept, right?
I have not slept, but I definitely peaked last night. Foaming at the mouth.
My man. What about you, Goblin? How did you celebrate? Did you read a book or something?
I celebrated by actually finishing my finals minutes before the clock.
Oh, you actually did like homework.
Unfortunately.
That fucking sucks.
I know.
All right. Next one's the long boy. This one's pretty easy from what I remember. Are you just still eating the jalapeno?
You gave me the full jalapeno.
You don't have to finish it, man. Unless you really want to.
You gave it to me.
All right, you finish that and then eat the long boy.
The whole long boy.
I ate the long boy.
If you're fine. If you're just gonna eat everything I give you like a toddler, I'll give you little bits. To give you perspective, jalapeno is like 10k Scoville. Serrano, which we're going to next, is 100k, and Long Boy's a wild card. This could be anywhere from like 500 to 5 million. I have no fucking idea.
$5 million.
5,000.
Is that thing anyway?
Let's ride.
Iced out
I hate this one.
VV chains.
Long boy fucking you up a bit?
Niggas fucking me
Your
up.
world, you didn't like that?
You have ice cream, man.
Whatever. Here's a new one.
I'm not gonna think less of you. Between the two of you, who do you think's the better Roy? Do you guys play each other a lot?
Yeah, he usually farms me, I won't lie.
Pretty badly.
Is it not even close?
Some games are close. I even take like some games too.
Yeah.
General consensus though.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I really hate the Roy Ditto.
Really?
It's like a coin flip.
It's not fair.
It is not fair.
Yeah, so Goblin travels all over the world to play Smash. This guy will go to any corner of the earth, like the fucking Bermuda Triangle. If there's like a single tournament going on there, he'll ask me to fucking pay for him to fly out there. I think it's good practice, man.
It's pretty good.
You don't have to keep eating them, man. We can just move on to the next.
Yeah, get your dumb ass out of here.
Come on, guys.
I can see your nose is running. It's not feeling good.
I'm shaking.
My dad's name is actually Serrano. Not even trolling.
Really?
Serrano 80th.
Oh, let's fucking ride then. This is for your dad. Amen.
Amen.
Papa Cola.
Jesus Christ. I just remember how much I hate my dad. Jesus Christ. I just remember how much I hate my dad.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not liking your dad very much either.
Low-key, the jalapeno is worse. And the long one.
Hell no!
You've got like actual side. The only reason the jalapeno is worse is because you ate like the entire thing.
You told me to.
I did tell you to. Hell, you boys ever been on Red Food?
It's been a few years, I won't lie.
I used to do contract work for RedTube.
Oh, there's these two lesbians, they were fisting each other's asses in front of a Yu-Gi-Oh poster. You ever seen it?
What was the Yu-Gi-Oh poster?
It's Time to Duel. He's got the William Puzzle, he's got a card in his hand.
I love that one.
You seen the video? Director's cut?
No.
You're about to lose.
Several times.
Oh my god. Matt, where did I go with that question when I asked you it? I'm literally blanking out right now.
Man.
Okay, cool.
I hate you.
I'm ready.
Alright, what are you doing? Green? Red?
I'll do green for Goblin.
Alright, let's go, boys. That was a lot of seeds. A lot of seeds, baby. Yep. Yep. Yeah. I also lied. The red one's a lot hotter. You really fucked up. You really fucked up, man. I don't know why you think red would be lighter. What? You thought a Serrano was worse?
Serrano was literally a disease.
It's like after you come and you feel real good.
I've never done that.
My man.
I just feel really sad. I have like
that's what happens after
a crisis every time.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be.
It's hitting so hard.
All right, boys. You've done a great job with the peppers. And you've done a great job in the tournaments, and now it's time to really become men. I'm about to hit you with the this is the worst sauce, I think, but it's also the lowest on the Scoville. This is Wingmaster Death by Wings.
Because Zeta decided to grab a melee rod and put it there so they were hiding in it.
They seem a bit jittery, don't you think?
Converter is
Yeah,
now
he's been retarded
converting,
every
I
round.
guess.
They see my position. I see their doom. I'll cage the prey and watch them squirm. Our be made. Our prey is
On your left. You lose. A relic is in play. May it tip the game in your favor.
Water?
You do not want water.
You have water right there.
You do not want water. Don't do it. Don't. Oh my god. You have literally just put gasoline on a flame. This is grand final. Well, not even close. This is the top 8 sauce.
You know, I'd actually do this than fight Wario.
I would believe. Well, wait till you try the sauce. Actually.
No, you wouldn't.
Dude.
You wouldn't. No.
Dude.
Try the sauce. Hold it. Try the sauce. You're gonna regret what you just said. I promise you.
I can't. I'm still suffering. I'm gonna try it though.
I want to make. You don't have to sweat. I can now that I'm done.
Spit.
Yeah. Here. Let me get this too. Oh yeah, just spit into that bad boy. Oh, so check out these questions. You guys like Smash Brothers, eh? Who's the man you're most afraid of in the world?
Nobody.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, nobody.
Well, that's good.
Like out of Smash? That's probably a better question.
Yeah, who are you afraid of in the world?
Like in the world?
Yeah, who scares you?
Either The Rock or Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson's old. I think you could probably take him now.
I mean, I know that, but I just don't want to.
That's
because that's the fear of it. If it ever comes down to it.
That's a fair point.
On our way up to Florida, we stopped by a McDonald's to get some breakfast. And there were a couple of niggas in the back. They were like trying to make the food. They got super angry because one person caught their card decline. They're like, nigga, we don't get paid enough for this shit.
So if everyone in the world is the two people.
On our way up to Florida, we stopped by a McDonald's to get some breakfast. And there were a couple of niggas in the back. They were like trying to make the food. They got super angry because one person caught their card decline. They're like, nigga, we don't get paid enough for this shit.
So if everyone in the world is the two people at McDonald's that got mad.
They were frustrated. This one guy was smoking on break, didn't even go outside. One guy.
This is the hottest sauce in the universe, in the second dimension, with ghost pepper.
Which dimension are we?
We're the, I don't know, third or some shit. What are we in Dragon Ball? Like the 7th? Oh yeah. How has Moist Esports changed your life?
Are you having fun?
It's so much fun.
Before I was Moist, I worked for a company. I was a tech support. So when you had a problem with Apple, you called and then you talked to me, and I did that full time, and then I got picked up from Moist, and then I didn't show up to my job on Monday, and then I quit.
Fuck yeah.
We scare off all our players.
No, we're making them stronger. This is training. This is our training. Why did you give him We're out of ice cream, aren't we? Oh my god. What about you? What do you do to get prepped for a game?
So usually I eat a couple hours before, and then like the food like digests right before I have to play, so I get all the waste out of my system. But it's always a terrible time. It takes like.
Okay. These yet. It doesn't.
Can you buy me some real?
Boys, that superhuman tolerance I built up on the charity stream is gone.
I have swallowed. I used to do contract work for Red Tube.
I can see your nose is running. It's not feeling good.
I think we should both try it.
No fucking shot. Are you just still eating jalapenos?
You gave me the full jalapeno.
You don't have to finish it, man. All right, we're back at the Moist HQ, joined by 2-star players for Moist Esports. Goblin, a Roy main, and Cola, also a Roy main, also the CEO champion as of last night. Welcome, boys. Today you're going to be challenged with some real hot shit. Now, you said you're bad at it. How about you? You're coming in here with like psychopath energy. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I think I can handle at least most of it.
I'll join you for peppers, but when we get to sauces, I'm fucking tapping out. I've done this 3 times this week. So we'll start with light one. We'll do jalapenos.
You want this?
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. I want to make. You don't have to swallow. I immediately need something to spit in. Boys, that superhuman tolerance I built up on the charity stream is gone.
I have swallowed.
So how you boy? You're still. I'm fucking tapping out. You know, back at the Moist HQ, joined by 2-star players for Moist Esports, Goblin, a Roy main, and Cola, also a Roy main, also the CEO champion as of last night. Welcome, boys. Today you're gonna be challenged with some real hot shit. Now, you said you're bad at it. How about you? You're coming in here with like psychopath energy. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I think I can handle at least most of it.
I'll join you for peppers, but when we get to sauces, I'm fucking tapping out. I've done this 3 times this week. So we'll start with light one. We'll do jalapenos.
You want a toast?
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Now I want to make. You don't have to swallow. I immediately need something to spit in. Boys, that superhuman tolerance I built up on the charity stream is gone.
I have swallowed.
Boys, that's.
Everyone say hi, YouTube. Everyone say hi, YouTube. Literally
This is
trolling.
unironically a weird matchup because everything you do gets whiff punished. Throw off light, he's lost the last 2 times. This is a real character of Spargo's. Do not sleep on his plan.
Chat, he's destroying him.
Contre Lights. Spargo is playing plants.
You might think that this is it's a 3-stock, not close, but the way that Plant plays, you have to actually know this matchup is Fox. It's really, really weird. You get ledge trapped forever, but you aren't dying. You don't die. That's important as Plant. That's important against Fox, but to not die to a lot of the strings. Patui also... Yeah. Patui also...
Dernier tournoi.
Is the up throw? Okay, good start for Spargo. The winner fights Tweak? Oh my god, this loser's branch is crazy.
This just makes me want to know if Tweak's gonna go Piranha Plant for Tweak.
That's how it goes, bro.
Oh my Patui.
C'est trop le genre de joueur qui te donne envie de faire ça.
Bullied by everyone.
It's so random.
It's like Melee, dude.
It is like Melee. Everyone can touch of Death Fox in Ultimate,
so
I feel like.
Oh.
Maybe some like do only like fear factor stuff where like they could like scare Fox, but like... Oh my god, the forward tilt up air, but the side B increase makes that not work out. Great parry. As I said, chat, the win con for Spargo is you can't jump. You're not allowed to jump as Spargo. You jump, you're done.
Such a strong... Bro, this was the first... Check.
Is the up smash gonna come out? It's actually creepy how good his Piranha Plant is.
We gotta put chat on the screen in case I have to turn light into a YouTube video.
Oh my god.
Just in case.
What is happening?
This is nuts, dude.
Tu trouves le backer du côté de Lights. Lights, il commence très bien sa game.
Oh no.
Et là, normalement, Lights, normalement, ta fierté de compétiteur. Oh, my bad.
Also, chat, the score is wrong. It is 2-1 for Spargo, and it is potentially a set winning point, and he is rolling up the sleeves of the Spargo Piranha
The
plant.
sleeves are rolled up mid-game.
So what happens?
No, it's not the wrong score. This is the right score. 2-1.
No, now it's the right score. Now it's the right score.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
Fox up tilt. There's no way Spargo beats one of his bracket demons, or at least the last 2 times he has lost with his Piranha plant.
What the fuck? For Lights last turning in Japan.
He has lost the last tournaments against Light in Cloud Piranha plant. This is a...
Oh my god.
100.
Everyone say hi, YouTube. Everyone say hi,
Everyone say hi,
YouTube.
YouTube.
This is insane. This is fucking insane, dude. Holy shit. Oh, don't get 3 stock. Light, don't get 3 stock. Actually, don't.
No,
if it gets 3 stock, that's gonna get flagged on YouTube for violence and like gore.
That didn't even kill fair.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Until at 147.
I'm gonna get demonetized.
Like Battlefield. I mean, Piranha Plant's best stage to me is Battlefield, at least in a lot of matchups, and it's it's showing here.
No. No.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and this story is making the rounds quite a lot. Quite an alarming story, to say the least. You may want to change your Steam password, as noted on VG247. Data from over 89 million Steam users is reportedly on the dark web following a vendor breach. Millions of Steam users' personal data may have been exposed as a result of a major breach, so best take precautions now. There was an update posted as well. There's a lot of information going around as far as what is going on. A clarification as far as the leak noted by Mellow Online. Yesterday, an alleged major Steam data breach occurred, compromising over 89 million users' records, roughly 2/3 of all Steam accounts. These datasets are being sold for over $5,000 on what appears to be a site akin to Mipid. Mipid, alongside their sister site, is a forum site we at Steam Sentinels have warned Steam about for years for instances of developer blackmailing, review manipulation, greenlight boosting, and other dodgy activities, but as of yet, Steam hasn't tried to take action against the site. This inaction has ultimately led to the selling of tens of millions of users' account details. Enable two-factor authentication. These are just the go-tos. Enable two-factor authentication. Monitor your email for suspicious activity. Change your Steam password. Beware of phishing attempts disguised as game promotions or support messages. And join Sentinels of the store to stay in the know. But, another update, an update suggests that the alleged Steam data breach is not a direct breach of Steam itself, but rather a supply chain compromise, meaning an external service that Steam relies on was targeted. Here's what we understood from this update. New evidence comes from some real data is involved. A sample of the leaked data includes real-time SMS logs, which are used in two-factor authentication. There's also a vendor that they apparently use, Trello, but it's listed Tweo here, but Valve contacting Mellow Online noted that they do not use Trello for clarity. Also, as I've seen some news sites citing me as a source, as linked in my initial tweet, the source is a LinkedIn post by Underdark. Another clarification, after I put up the above clarification, some people are now trying to say the above indicates that this is now all fake news. The only thing the above indicates is that Twillo, which, again, it was stated in one tweet, Twillo is not the source of the breach. That's it. Users are still urged to change their passwords and enable Steam Steam Guard. And again, this stems from a LinkedIn post. SteamDB has flagged a LinkedIn post from Dr. Christopher Kunz, a security writer at German tech site Heist, who wrote it in an article on the alleged breach. The dataset contains phone numbers and expired one-time codes. That's what I thought the SMS logs are. One-time codes that you use with two-factor authentication, but those obviously have a time attached to them. But no references to access data such as usernames, Steam IDs, or even password hashes. Whether Steam customers should now change their passwords as a precaution or install the Steam Guard security app seems at least questionable. He added that stolen phone numbers could potentially be used to launch
Waleed shall be requiring his services indefinitely. Come back to me, Sidolphus. I need you. Think of all the things we can create together. The world that we can build.
You need me? Your king needs me. I'm all for building a new world. Just not his. That bastard's dreams are as twisted as his promises are false. And I want no part of them.
King Barnabas saved you, and this is how you speak of him. Have you no shred of loyalty?
What? To a leader who'd use me? Like he uses you.
You know nothing of me, Sidolphus.
You're right. I don't know who you are anymore. Or what you want. I only know what you used to say. That you were tired of running. That you just wanted to be free. Free of it all. You weren't lying to me then, so what changed? What made you think you had to sacrifice who you were to get what you wanted?
Sacrifice. I use my talents to my advantage, and you would tell me there is shame in that?
If there's no shame, then why do you feel so sorry for yourself?
A rousing speech, Lord Commander. I was a fool to believe you might have changed. The only person I feel sorry for is you! I can't do this anymore. If you would stand between our leash and his dream, then you leave me no choice. Goodbye, Sidolphus.
Convincing phishing campaigns, enticing users with Steam vouchers, or threatening account suspensions, meaning you might want to be vigilant if you've recently used SMS codes as a part of your Steam two-factor authentication. Go vigilant, I don't care if it gets hacked, like, whatever. I would always not reuse passwords, and you know, in the sense these days, it's so easy to get a password manager, password generator that, you know, do whatever you want. But in the case of your prized possession and account, you should be a little bit vigilant in terms of guarding it. But it looks like as far as any sort of disarray and anything crazy, I don't think it's gonna be absolute chaos. Like, I lived through the PlayStation leak of 2011, and that will scar me forever. It might have been 2010. I don't remember exactly, but y'all remember when PSN was down for 30 days. I don't recall Valve ever having something that major as far as a breach goes. But again, it might not be a bad idea to change your password, and at the very least, always have two-factor authentication enabled. But based on what I am seeing, I think this might be something that isn't going to amount to anything crazy, but at the same time, it never hurts to be a little bit safe. And whenever a situation like this does transpire, people are going to be a little bit scared, people are going to be a little bit wary. But as far as I don't know, your guys' experience with Steam, like, Steam has been pretty rock solid to me. There's always the Tuesday maintenance where people will bug out on Tuesdays at like 6 p.m. every day, 6 p.m. Eastern. But outside of that, Steam has been a great platform, and, you know, not everything's gonna work 100%, but look at a platform like PlayStation, which recently had, like, a pretty sizable outage where they were out for, I want to say it was, like, 12 hours, 16 hours, and PlayStation didn't even make note of it on any social media channels for hours. Like, when I compare Steam to PSN, for example, I feel like Steam is way better, but I don't know, maybe that's a bias, and maybe that's me kissing Valve's ass, but I feel like for the most part, Steam has been a pretty solid solid platform where if something huge did happen, you know, I would hope they would be transparent about it, and at the same time, it would be good for Valve to respond to this, you know, because on their official channels right now, the Valve Twitter really doesn't update, but let's go to the Steam Twitter. Yeah, they're just promoting the Steam Creature Collector Fest that just started. I feel like there should be a Steam support Twitter as well, but looks like they aren't tweeting anything about it. Steam support, here we go. Okay, they have not tweeted since 2017, so yes, unfortunately, looks like there hasn't been any level of response from them, and hopefully they will at least address this, because this is making the rounds quite a lot. It's best to be transparent in situations like that. At the very least, say something like, we are looking into the situation. They did respond to users and whatnot, but maybe they're looking into it and they're trying to figure out some definitive information before they say anything on their official channels. But definitely as a step of precaution, you might want to change your password. And again, if you don't have two-factor authentication enabled, make sure you enable it. How these hacks work, you guys, generally speaking, if you have different passwords on everything, if you have two-factor